Hi, everybody. It's Jay, and I am back in the booth with you for another sneak peek video preview for this week's new release here on Say with Jay. Our new release this week is episode 6 of For Keeps with You. It is the final episode in the final book in Jessie Gussman's Baxter Boys Sweet Romance series, and I'll have more about episode 6 and a preview for you in just a minute. But I had a couple of things I wanted to share first. To start with, a couple of programming notes. Now, as I mentioned, this Friday, December the 15th, we'll have the final episode of For Keeps with You, but the following Friday, December the 22nd, will also be another finale. It will be the release of the final book in Jessie's Strawberry Sands Beach Sweet Romance series, There I Find Happiness. This has been an absolutely spectacular series of books, and you're not going to want to miss this release. Now, that's going to be our final release of the year. The next week, we're taking off for a little holiday time, but we're not going to leave you completely high and dry. If you have been waiting for the full compiled version of For Keeps with You, it's going to be out on December 29th. That way, if you've been listening to the episodes of For Keeps with You, you certainly have time to continue to do that. But if you've been waiting on the full audiobook, it'll be out on the 29th. Now, one final thing. I've mentioned before the channel membership program that YouTube has allowed us to start. It's a way for you to support our channel directly if you so choose. And if you want more information about it, you can hit that join button down below. Or if you don't have a join button, you can go in your web browser to youtube.com/saywithjay/join to find out more. But I mention that because one of the perks that our members have are daily Bible readings. And you might recall, over Thanksgiving week, to say thank you for all the wonderful support you've given this channel over the year, we released a week's worth of those Bible readings for everyone. That turned out to be pretty popular. So, as a way to say thanks again, and to give everybody a little bit of a Christmas gift, I guess, we're going to do that again and expand it a bit. So, the 5 days up to and including Christmas, that's December 21st through the 25th, we're going to tell the Christmas story from the Gospel of Luke. If you haven't already subscribed to our channel, you might want to hit that subscribe button. And if you have, or if you are just subscribing or you've already subscribed, make sure you hit that notification bell. That way you'll be alerted when each of these daily Bible readings are released. Okay. The other thing I wanted to share, just been on my mind a bit, this time of year is when all the Christmas specials start to appear on TV for all the different shows. Not just the dedicated Christmas specials that we all know and love, but, lots of times there'll be Christmas-themed episodes of other shows. And usually, especially on these non-secular specials, you'll see something at the end like, and that's the true meaning of Christmas, blank. It might be, be kind to each other, be generous, help each other out, whatever that is. And while those are all well and good, truth is, that's not really the meaning of Christmas. I mean, living right, treating people well, that kind of thing, that's kind of been around since, I don't know, the book of Exodus with that whole 10 Commandments thing. But still, I think sometimes you could even argue that the meaning of Christmas, which is, of course, Jesus' birth, but that you could say that the birth of Jesus isn't really the true meaning of Christmas. The ultimate gift is not going to come for another 33 to 35 years. And that's when Jesus dies on the cross for us, accepting the weight of all the sins of the world and giving us a gateway to salvation if only we'll accept and believe in him. Now, I guess you could kind of say I'm splitting hairs a little bit because you certainly couldn't have his death and resurrection without having his birth, and the word Christmas does kind of mean birth of Jesus. So yeah, Christmas is most certainly worth celebrating, and I hope you all will and have a wonderful holiday full of wonder and joy and peace and love. And let me say a little early, Merry Christmas to all of you. Now, let's talk a little bit about episode 6 of For Keeps With You. Now, the fact that we are on episode 6, there's not really a whole lot I could say about episode 6 that wouldn't kind of be pretty spoilerific. So I'm not going to spoil anything. I will say for anyone who's not listened yet, For Keeps With You is the story of Dusty Gibson, who is on her way to becoming the first female motocross champion when she suffers a horrific accident. And in her journey to recover from her injuries and get back into racing shape, she meets Roland Bryant, her physical therapist. Now, Roland has suffered tragedy in his life as well. He was also in a horrible accident that left him physically scarred, but also emotionally broken because his fiancée was also killed in that same accident. These two find each other and are helping each other heal, and can they find more? Well, you're going to have to listen to the audiobook to find out, but for now, here are the first few minutes of episode 6. I hope you enjoy it, and then come back this Friday for the conclusion of For Keeps With You here on Say With Jay. A long time later, Roland pulled back. Their lips still clung, and Dusty pressed forward, placing small kisses on the corner of his mouth, unwilling to stop. Kissing on the floor held certain advantages, like taking away the fear of falling when her head swam and her knees felt weak. Roland returned each small kiss with one of his own. With you, one kiss always feels like more. I never told you to stop, she said, running her hand over his biceps and shoulder. If I don't stop now, I might not be able to later. His statement was punctuated by his rumbling stomach. Oh, I bet you never ate dinner. No, I guess I am kind of hungry. I don't even know what time it is. Must be late. She tried to untangle her legs from his. It's almost 11. I can make you a sandwich. I can make my own sandwich. You can keep me company. She laughed as they sat up, then managed to stand. Hang on, he said, and a few seconds later, his flashlight app lit up. There we go. Now you can walk without me worrying that you'll run into something and re-injure yourself. When is that worry going to go away? I'm going to have a hard time climbing mountains if you won't even let me navigate my living room by myself. His hand slid under her hair to grip the back of her neck. It's probably never going to go completely away. Is it so awful that I want to protect you? With those words, she remembered Janice and how she'd died in the same accident he survived. He'd never given her details, but it had to be hard to know he couldn't save her. I'm not really used to anyone caring, she finally said. I don't want to smother you, but you're gonna know I care. She smiled. His face looked craggy and fierce in the sharp light. I like that you care. Maybe something other than mountain climbing? Maybe, she agreed, picking her way around the coffee table and walking out to the kitchen where she flipped the small over-the-sink light on and opened the fridge. He came around behind her, his arms enclosing her. She leaned back into him, thankful to have someone behind her who would catch her when she fell. Like today. I said I'd do it, he growled in her ear. Your bear voice doesn't scare me, she replied flippantly, leaning forward to grab cold cuts and mayo. He moved back. Really? I'll have to work on that. She laughed, closing the fridge as he walked to the counter and grabbed bread. Are you eating too? He asked. To her surprise, she was actually hungry. Yeah, I think I will. He grinned, looking her over. You seem a little happier. He set the bread down and opened the bag. Now, I know your friends were here, but I'm just thinking it was me kissing you that made all the difference. She laughed outright. Nope. It was the idea that I could replace motocross with something else. Something challenging. Something I can push myself to win on. He spun around. What? He stalked toward her. I'm thinking I didn't kiss you long enough or hard enough if you've got any thoughts left in your head. Any. He put his hands on her shoulders. She wrapped her arms around his neck. I was kidding. It was your kiss. It was definitely your kiss that made me smile. Hi, this is Jay, and thanks for listening. If you're ready for another great audiobook, here's one we think you might like. Or check out the playlist with all our latest releases. Don't forget to subscribe to Say with Jay, give this video a thumbs up, and tell us what you liked in the comments.